Hey, good morning and good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on our webinar today, Envisioning a Better Cross-Channel Experience. I'm Roger Barnett. I am CEO of MessageGears, and here along with Dan Roy, one of our co-founders and Chief Product Officer, and we look forward to talking today about some new products that we're launching within our platform we're very excited about. We're going to talk a bit about the email industry and at large, and a bit of the structural disconnect between the needs of the enterprise email marketer, the super senders as we like to call them, and the legacy technology that is generally being provided in the industry, and the different approach that we take to email. And then very excited to announce that same approach can now be utilized in cross-channel across push and SMS that we feel will open up vast new worlds of opportunity for enterprise marketers. And then finally, we'd love to take some questions. So please get your questions teed up and type them into the organizers, and we'll answer them at the end. So when we think about email and messaging in general, one thing that we're seeing, one of the big Uber trends, is just the fact that your customers are more demanding than ever. And when we say more demanding around receiving personalized messaging. And for you large brands, that means personalizing your messaging at scale, which is extremely difficult because of the amount of customers you have, the amount of data signals that you have, much of it real time. And it's very challenging to create personalized messaging at scale, and certainly even more challenging when you're thinking about cross-channel. So as brands, your job is to keep up in this environment where consumers are becoming more and more conditioned to personalized messaging across virtually every other channel they interact with, whether that be your web presence, whether that be even through advertising, through programmatic display. They get extremely personalized offers and messaging, and but email and push and SMS have been harder to keep up. And the question is why is that? And it really lies in looking at the industry and the providers that are providing service, primarily the big marketing cloud ESPs, to the enterprise email. And we're, again, talking primarily about the enterprise here. The enterprise marketers sending, about 500 million to 1 billion emails a year or more. Are primarily served by 4 or 5 big marketing clouds that are out there. And it's helpful to remind ourselves a bit about these marketing cloud systems. They were, you see some logos here, ExactTarget, which is now part of Salesforce, Responses, which is part of Oracle, SilverPop, which is part of IBM, Cheetah, which was part of Experian, but just recently got spun back out. These were all software technology that at its inception was around 2000 or earlier. Truly innovators as being some of the first SaaS technology, enterprise SaaS technology available. But this is now legacy software that's 20 years old. SaaS for email works incredibly well when your data is with your where you're creating and sending and optimizing your email. So when the marketer needs, when you think about in the middle of the last decade, you think about 15 years ago, enterprise marketers, they were sending batch and blast emails primarily. They didn't have nearly as much data on their customers, and customers weren't expecting personalized messaging. So legacy SaaS systems worked extremely well and was very efficient within that environment. But fast forward to today, where your customers are expecting personalized messaging, you have exponentially more data about those customers, and you also live in a world with where your customer data is local behind your firewall, and you have GDPR and other data privacy concerns that make it difficult to send that data outside your firewall to a third-party marketing cloud. It creates a real problem for emailers, which is why these legacy systems aren't keeping up with the needs of these enterprise marketers. So MessageGears was founded in a hybrid cloud solution to be able to hit these needs for marketers. So the vast majority of you on the phone that are using marketing cloud ESPs right now. I mean, your ESP lives in the cloud and in a multi-tenant SaaS environment, as we like to say. But your data is behind your firewall. Your customer data doesn't live in Salesforce. You know, it doesn't live in Oracle. It lives locally, your system of record. And unlike, other parts of your organization, your customer data is the lifeblood of your messaging and your email systems. So, what really is going to make those programs sing, highly personalized and highly responsive messages are going to be if you have direct access to that data. And so that's what MessageGears does. We're a hybrid solution that sits on top of your data, but we render emails and send them and do analytics in the cloud. So we have a best of both worlds, if you will, solution. Other marketing cloud systems, and they just couldn't personalize at the level that they wanted to and needed to. And so our system is easy to set up because we don't have to do any data migration or manipulation, and have presented them with solutions that are much more personalized and, frankly, more have better performance and results. Expedia is one of our big clients, and if you receive any emails from Expedia marketing or transactional emails, it comes through our platform. They use us in a very sophisticated modular design way that enables them to test out different offers and get analytics on those offers across emails. It's really hard, obviously, the more you test in a modular way to get analytics on that, because everybody gets different flavors of an email, and they're using us in a very sophisticated way to test and do a good job of targeting. ASICS is another client, formerly Runkeeper, that they use us for very sophisticated journeys. Getting when people download their app, making sure that they get engaged and stay engaged. And again, our platform offers that flexibility. But because we have direct access to your data, that means it's real time, and all of your data, which means you're not limited by just what you can send up to your vendor. It provides incredible power for your emails. And so we're really excited to take that same power and sophistication and now move it into cross-channel. Move it into push and SMS. One thing we've heard very consistently in the industry and from our clients in particular is that, the power of what we do in our platform and being able to orchestrate that across multiple channels is really what's going to propel their programs to the next level. So I want to turn it over to Dan to talk a bit about our cross-channel orchestration efforts. Dan?
Great, thanks, Roger. And thanks, everybody, for joining us today. I really appreciate it. Just quickly, I want to show you some of the things we've been working on and that we've launched recently. What you're looking at now is our campaign orchestration tool. So this is a tool that allows our customers to build campaigns, complex campaigns. Now my phone's ringing. So it allows you to build complex campaigns, multi-stage campaigns, cross-channels. So everyone knows sending email campaigns is complex enough. When you add multi-channel capabilities, trying to organize and make sense of all of that messaging can be very complicated. So this tool is a very simple way to manage cross-channel communications. And you can see there's decisioning capabilities. Each box there represents a campaign message. So if this was a 5-step campaign, you'd see different messages for each step in the campaign. You're able to control very specifically the audiences that will qualify for each one of these campaigns. So it's a very powerful tool that's integrated to all the channels that we support. We're extremely excited about it and anxious for letting the world know this is what we have. And yeah. So I will mention the channels that we support today are email, obviously, and mobile push. We'll also be launching SMS messaging capability in the next month or so. So we're really excited about that. We do offer 2 ways to do mobile push messaging through our system. One is just native pushes to the iOS or Android network directly. It doesn't require any software on the mobile app side. And then we've also recently, Roger may want to talk more about this, formalize a partnership with Urban Airship, so our system will integrate nicely with Urban Airship's mobile messaging capability and all the rich in-app experiences that you can get through their great platform.
Yeah, we're really excited about our approach to push. Some of our clients and prospects have told us that they really don't need overly sophisticated push offering, or that they can't or don't want to install an SDK, external SDK in their app for various reasons. So we have an offering that's very easy to get going that doesn't require an SDK on software implementation on your app that sends push directly. But we have a great partner in Urban Airship. So if you're a very sophisticated mobile push user that requires the goodness of what an SDK gives you in terms of analytics or customization of your app through your SDK product, we went out and really found a best of breed partner who consistently ranks first in usability, like in Gartner and other third-party analyst surveys. And so looking forward to working with them going forward in a clear partnership. So to be clear, you'll be able to use this single orchestration screen and send emails and push messages and SMS through our platform or through Urban Airship, all through one single orchestration.
Great. So I'll talk about this. So one of the features that really sets us apart from some of the competition out there is the way we've implemented our cross-channel features in our platform. So many other solutions are siloed solutions. So you log into one screen, you do all of your email there. You log into another screen, you do your mobile push. You log into a third screen to do your third channel. The way we've implemented cross-channel in our platform is everything is integrated. So when you build a welcome message, you're building the welcome message in all the channels on the same screen. So as you can see in the screenshot here, you've got email on the left, you've got mobile push and SMS also displayed there. So you're able to organize things in logical groups so that, if you're sharing content between the channels, you're sharing personalization logic, you're sharing localized content, if you're sending to multiple languages or multiple countries, that can all be done in one place. The testing of these can all be done in one place. So it really makes it very simple to manage your cross-channel content. We're very excited about that.
We are, and this is unique. I don't want to undersell this. Most of the other platforms, the vast majority of them that offer multiple channels, multiple messaging channels, are really, even though they have them in one platform, they're still siloed channels in terms of how you execute them. Having one campaign that you can have templates across mobile and push and SMS, and then use one single orchestration to execute those based on different triggers or different steps of a journey or criteria is very differentiating and powerful in terms of organizing and having a consistent message with the proper cadence. And I should add further here that Dan talked a bit about the content that's being pulled in across these channels. Of course, you can use our content system and upload your content to our platform, but we're excited about an upcoming integration with Adobe Experience Manager. If you use Adobe for their content, we can for their content platform, you'll be able to import those images directly into our platform and use them as needed across your messaging.
Yep. Great. Content library. So this is actually the screen that would represent kind of how we plug into content management systems. So we provide image hosting and content snippets and those kinds of modular assets that can be used in cross-channel communications. And we'll host those in our system, but you can also host them in S3, or we can plug into your content management system. So this would be where the Adobe Experience Manager will be integrated. So you're able to log into your content management system, search for the assets by tags and labels, and include those in your content, just a drag and drop interface. I'll speak briefly about open workflows. So this is one of the things that sets apart our campaign orchestration engine as well. Instead of, I don't know if you've heard the term state machine, but instead of using a state machine, we built ours using a rules engine. So each of these steps in a campaign uses rules. So that means when you launch one of these, you don't have to force everybody who could be in any step in this into the workflow. Anyone who qualifies for any of these steps will start in the journey, kind of wherever that step begins. So let's say you're launching a new welcome series, but 90% of your customers need to be in there because they're already customers, and you want them to start at step 3. Well, that could just be implemented and launched, and we call that open journeys or open workflows, where if they meet the criteria, the rules for each of these steps, they would be part of the workflow automatically. So it makes life a lot easier for creating these workflows and launching them.
Yeah, when we started the process, when Dan and his team started the process to create a best of breed, I think the industry phrase for this is journeys. We call it campaign orchestration, but a best of breed orchestration platform. The biggest complaint we heard over and over again about other journey products was the rigidity of the platforms. That once they're out in the wild, how difficult they were to change and maintain and update. That once you create a complex journey, it's virtually impossible to edit certain things. You need to make a copy of it and then start anew. It was very easy to get orphaned users, hard to get real data and analytics within it. So we created this platform that is not so rigid, that you can, it has a couple really primary benefits. One is, as Dan alluded to, the ability for one of your customers to qualify for a step within any position of this orchestration. So if they don't have to enter at the top to be eligible for a message in step 2 or 3 or 4, for example. And I think that's one of the big issues that from just a day-to-day usability perspective that the other platforms have. And then secondly, the ability just to go in and edit and change any step along the way. Change the criteria, change the message, add a step in between steps 4 and 5 within an existing active workflow, which is just impossible in some of the other platforms in the way they're built. So this is what we would call elegant in a simplicity. It's actually dramatically more powerful as well as being easier to use.
Right, and again, because it's sitting on top of your data, you have total visibility into who's going to be part of each step in the series. So it's not a black box that you have no visibility into. So it gives you a lot of insight and control as to how this campaign executes. All right, another great feature of campaign orchestration is the way it integrates with channel preferences, both the marketer who's launching campaigns, their preference, and the preference of the audience members. So our audiences integrate with your customer preference center. So if someone prefers push over email or SMS over push, you're able to identify that in the audience data that feeds the orchestration. And it also is dependent on the content you've created. So when you launch one of the campaign steps, you associate that with the content collection that I showed earlier. And if that's got all 3 kinds of channel content, then based on the user's preference, the marketer could say, okay, we want to honor the user's preference for this step, or we want to force email because this kind of message only lends itself to email. So it gives you complete control over what kind of message will be delivered to each person in the audience based on the marketer's preference or the end user's preference. So, very powerful feature. Another thing we're really excited about, which sets us apart from other journey tools, is the fact that you can see in each step analytics about what's going on in that step. So you can see how many people currently qualify to be part of that step in this next execution, and the engagement that you're receiving on those steps. So it's very powerful, and you can drill down and see a lot more. But at a glance, you're able to see all the high-level engagement and audience sizes for each step, which I think is also extremely useful and not available in a lot of solutions.
This is one of those wow moments of when we're demoing this product for people that are using other journey systems. And again, one of the benefits of us our hybrid solution sitting directly on top of your data, the ability to read this in real time, just makes it, to borrow Dan's phrase, much more powerful, for you to do your personalized messaging at scale. So we really feel that MessageGears is the only solution built for today's enterprise message senders. If you're a super sender, you have tens of millions of customers in your customer database. Using a third-party cloud system, SaaS system, marketing cloud for your messaging needs, is really last decade's technology. You need access to all of your data in real time to create this personalized, unique approach in a modern platform that was built from the ground up, for the needs of today's marketers, not for the needs of last decade's marketers. You need your work to be easier. You need to personalize in real time and at scale. And our platform's tools, as well as our access to your data, enables that. And then one of the biggest issues that we see in this industry are the switching costs for the brands. Frankly, it's just daunting to think about changing email platforms, even if even if you have a strong desire to. Ripping and replacing enterprise software is hard, generally speaking. MessageGears is, I'll use the word easy. We're easy to implement. We connect to your database, and you can be up and going, in days instead of months or quarters. And because there's no data mapping, there's no data syncing, there's no data migration, we use your data as our source of data, and it's really paradigm shifting. So while we feel great about, having this unique hybrid solution in the industry, we feel even better now that it's a cross-channel solution. So all the power that we've brought for email for our brand marketers is now enabled in cross-channel. I do want to remind everyone we have a live demo of the product on this Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Go to messagegears.com/webinars and sign up. We'd love for you to be a part of that, and and follow up if you want a personal one-on-one demo. We're happy to do that as well. Would love to open up the floor to questions if anybody has asked some, and there's one right here. It's question number one: what data sources do you integrate with, and what about CDPs? Dan, do you want to start with that?
Sure, yeah. So we integrate with virtually any data source that has a Java connector. I think we've got well over a dozen connectors in place now. So Snowflake, Hadoop, Redshift, all the cloud databases, all the traditional on-premises databases, Oracle, SQL Server, MySQL. So all of those you can connect to, building audiences to query your offer data. And we also provide data connectors into Amazon SQS, Amazon S3, any kind of web server through an HTTP request, and we'll be soon launching connectors into several CDPs. So we're really excited about that. So that'll be a good way to tap into the real-time data stream of data coming back to you from your campaigns if you need to feed that into a marketing database. So good question.
Great. Yeah, so the short version of that is pretty much any out-of-the-box database we connect to out of the box in our core platform, and that's why the implementations are very fast. Another question's come in. It says, if you're using our database as your source of record, is it difficult to get access to opens and clicks and get them back in our core customer platform?
Yeah, I'll take that one as well. So kind of tags on to what I was just talking about. So when you send email campaigns through our platform or cross-channel campaigns, all that data becomes available in real time. That's the way we've always provided it. There's an API that allows you to retrieve that data in real time. So it's basically queued up in our system, and you can pull it down and put that data back into your database. So all the details from all the channel activity, the engagement activity, deliveries, bounces, clicks, opens, all that data is available in real time. And today it works on a queue. but we'll also be providing connectors into Kinesis streams and Kafka, things like that as well. So very pluggable interface. There's also daily activity files if you prefer to download the data in batch, but the real-time feeds are there for sure.
Great, thanks, Dan.
Yep.
Another question has come in here about pricing. How does pricing work? Is it a traditional CPM? I'll take that one. So generally speaking, yes, we're traditional CPM pricing. We consider ourselves a best of breed product for the enterprise emailer. But that being said, it doesn't cost us as much to support you as a customer as our competitors, because we don't need to store your data, in our SaaS solution, because we use your database directly. So generally speaking, we can be a cost effective provider and come in just cheaper. Most of our competitors charge for data storage as well as a CPM, if you're using them, and we certainly don't have that data storage. For the super senders, if you're sending hundreds of millions of emails per month, we can talk about capacity pricing, which is more kind of fixed pricing based on throughput, which can even lower your effective CPM more. And, whoever put that question in, we'd be happy to talk in more detail if you want to reach out to us. Thanks. I don't think there's any other questions, but hey, thank you everyone for attending. It's been a pleasure to present our new cross-channel solution. We're excited about it. I hope you are as well. And we hope to see you at our demo on Friday or be hearing from you very soon. Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody. All right. Bye.